Hi, I'm Professor Susan. I want to talk to you about stupid rules of English grammar that you have to obey in school. What I mean by this is there are rules of grammar that are in textbooks that teachers often insist you follow in school and learn and repeat correctly that are mostly ignored by the rest of the population of native speakers in their speaking and in their writing. So the reasons for this, we don't need to go into it. If you're interested, there are a lot of books on this subject. But the bottom line is that it doesn't matter if you're a student of English that this rule is stupid. You have to know what it is in order to pass a test, to get a higher grade on your TOEFL. But at the same time, you shouldn't really use it outside of school. Now, even these fall into two categories. Rules that are just wrong, but you gotta pretend that you understand it and you will follow it. It's kind of like, these are the rules that, like in smoking, you might have a grown-up, an elder, who tells you, don't smoke, it's bad for you, and then goes outside and smokes a cigarette. These are rules that even the writers who say, this is wrong, do it in their writing. So you have to know them to pass a test. And then once the test is over, you can forget about it. Then there are other rules that are rules that apply to academic English only. See, academic English is designed for clarity, even if it's at the expense of interest, of fun, of enjoyment of the reader, because it's telling something that's important, and no matter how hard or complicated it is, the writing must be clear. Whereas in the rest of the society, language is for communication. And the clarity is to not just give you my idea and have it be clear, but to have us have an enjoyable conversation. And if I can say something ungrammatical, but you understand it, and we have an easy flow of conversation, in the living language of English, it's superior. Don't worry about what people say. Writers who are writing for the public, not the academic world, break these rules all the time. But that said, your academic writing must follow it. So I'm sorry to say you have to learn two sets of rules, but it's kind of like two different games. If you want to play tennis and you want to play table tennis, the scoring is different, the rules are different. You just have to remember which game you're playing when you're playing it. And so these will all be titled Stupid Rules of English that you must follow in school, and then the individual topic after it. So let's start with topic number 1, which is the idea of whether you should say, it is I or it is me. Now, a grammar expert will tell you that the correct formulation is it is I, because it's a linking verb, a copy verb, and it takes the nominative in both sides. It is I, right? But nobody uses that. They haven't used it for hundreds of years in the common speech. Every now and then, teachers push it on you, and in your TOEFL test, you should know that it is I is the correct answer. It is he. We have knock-knock jokes. Knock, knock, who's there? It's I. So on a test, on both sides of the is, when you use a pronoun, it has to be in the subject pronoun. I, he, she. It, we, you, they. But Shakespeare broke this rule. He has a character in Hamlet say, woe is me, not woe is I. All right? You still get it right when you say, knock, knock, who is it? We don't say, whom is it? Who, just like he, is the nominative. And whom, like him, is the sort of object pronoun and question word. So, the point is, it sounds better. And if you say, it is I, people will look at you strangely. If your purpose is to meet people, talk with them easily, even to write easily in an email in a social sense, don't say, it is I, it is he. No, it is him, it is me, it is him. Otherwise, people will think you're strange. But on your TOEFL test, remember, is takes the subject on both sides because it's an equal sign. You can't have something equal to something that's not equal. You can't have a subject equal to an object. You have to have a subject equal to a subject. So it and he. He is it. You can switch it. It is he is it. You can't do that with an object. The dog bit the man bit the dog. It's two different sentences. So the is an equal sign, and both things can actually be switched, and the meaning is not lost. So that's the idea, and grammarians have sort of exploded it to say every single time, but there's almost no rule in a living language that we do every single time. There are reasons and ways to break the rules. So, first rule of stupid rules of the English language that you must obey in school is that when you're taking a TOEFL test, on both sides of the equal sign, which is, you must use subject pronouns. And then when you go out of class, forget about it. That's all for today. I'm Professor Susan. See ya.